What's up, guys? Jerry Moreau here for Before We're 30, episode 7, I believe. I'm here across from Colin Dwenger. Colin is, I don't know what to call you, a fitness guru, fitness guy. That's mainly what I know you for. If you're not acquainted with the podcast, it's a podcast all about being in your 20s and trying to find meaning and success in your life. You can catch this podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all of the podcast services you might be listening to. So, Colin, so for listeners who are not aware, I've known Colin since
high school,
sophomore
year. Yeah.
Playing football.
Yep.
We were never super close, but I would say like we knew of each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Hung around each other during practice and stuff like that. But so give us a little background first of all, like where you come from, how you were raised, stuff like that.
Yeah. First off, thanks for having me on, bro.
Yeah,
this is for real. This is sweet.
Yeah, thank you.
It's sweet. Walking in here that's definitely inspiring, man. See something like seeing people, just work, and that's something that I pride myself on. Just trying to work and seeing other people do the same thing. That's sweet, bro. Yeah. So big ups to you.
Thank you.
But regards to my childhood, grew up in a big family. Technically, I had 3 brothers and sisters, and then parents. Yeah. So I mean, it's sort of big. 6 people in a family, but I didn't have any relatives or anything. It was just strictly 6 people, and that was it. So it was a small family. Looking out broad-wise, but just growing up in Rosberg, played football my whole life. Always was the big kid, always the fat guy. So I got my fair share of fat jokes, stuff like that. So growing up, I was a normal kid per se. I was just doing normal things. Just playing football, playing sports, going to school, acting a fool in school. Yeah. Just the normal stuff that everyone usually does. That's pretty much about.
That's what you just said. So that's basically what I wanted to get into first. A lot of it was during your childhood. Like, did any of that affect you? Because me and my friends, like, we'll fuck around and like we'll joke with each other. And I noticed sometimes it like you can see it gets to some people.
Yeah.
So did it ever get to you? And where was that point? And like, did you let people know? And what happened in those?
So like I said, growing up, I was always big. Like, from as far as I can remember, I was always big. Yeah. Like, there was a couple times growing up where I would lose a little bit of weight just because, like, it was all about football. So that's one thing about it. It was all about football growing up. It was, like, there was nothing about, this or that. It was just strictly football for me. I was trying to be the best at football and the best I could possibly be. Going in through elementary to junior high, it was about trying to get the high school team, trying to be on their freshman team, trying to be on that turf, for real. Yeah. Everyone want to play on that turf and see that field. But, so growing up, I was always big. And then, I always get joked on. Me and my friends are cool. We, joke about stuff, People joke about different things. For me, it was always, being big. I barely got anything else besides being big. So I've heard them all, man. I've heard all the fat jokes. But no, like, they get to you for real. Like, I mean, at any time, for anyone, if you consistently hear something for so long in your life, it's just like, is this true? Like, am I really not able to lose weight? Am I meant to be big? So for so long, I always thought, I was meant to be this way. I was big boned, or like, I was supposed to be fat. So, hearing all these jokes and stuff, like, I was like, oh, that's just who I am. I'm fat. I'm always going to be fat for the rest of my life. Yeah. So, probably where it changed was going into, I want to say, sophomore year. I lost a little bit of weight. I lost about 40 pounds. Just because of football, I wanted to try and be more agile and quick. Yeah. And that sophomore year, I played at the lowest I've ever played at as offensive line. I played offensive line my whole life. Yeah. So I was like 270, 280 at offensive line, mm-hmm. and I was just getting bull rushed. I was getting just knocked back 24/7. So I was like, I was quicker, but I was getting my ass beat. Yeah. So I was like, I got to change something up. So the logical way to think back then was, just put more weight on, so I don't get bull rushed no more. I see other people, these other dudes like 350 pounds, they're not getting bull rushed. So I was like, no, let me put more weight on, and not get bull rushed anymore. Yeah. So going in sophomore year, junior year, I put 100 pounds on. So playing junior year, I was 350 pounds. Wow. And it didn't even really work either. I was still getting bull rushed, so it was like kind of a waste of a year. So, that just thinking back then, it just wasn't.
Yeah.
That was just the way it was. You know, I thought that I was supposed to be fat, and everyone knew I was fat, and there was no hiding it, and I would get joked about it. So
it's weird because I had I don't know, Chad Henry.
Yeah.
So I had him on a couple episodes, and we talked about, I think it might have been on the podcast, or I think after the podcast, we started talking about like when you're a kid and you're going through maybe junior high, early high school, and people start joking with you about stuff like that.
Yeah.
For him it was he was always goofy. He was always the goofy guy. Like nobody took him really serious. For me, it was like, you're dumb. Like you don't get shit that other people get. I got held back in kindergarten, so that was the thing for me. You're dumb.
Yeah.
So me and him were talking about like when you get made fun of these things, especially as a male, you sort of just take it on the shoulder, then you keep going.
Yeah.
You don't let it affect you on the outside, at least.
Yeah.
But then it starts to get to you on the inside, and you start telling yourself, like in Chad's case, I'm just the goofy guy. Like I can't take myself seriously. So he found his passion in barbering. But he didn't really realize it until later on in his life, because people were telling him, you're just the goofy guy, you're not serious about anything. So he didn't really find that passion until later. Same thing with me. I always thought like, hey, I'm the dumb guy. I'm just good for sports or whatever I need to do outside of school. But then there was a point where both me and him said, I got to stop listening to these people. Got to stop letting them into me. Because I'm not showing it on the outside, but on the inside, I'm letting it affect what I do. Yeah. And as far as like career and stuff. Was there a real point where you sat down with yourself and was like, hey, I need to stop this? Or was it just a gradual thing and you sort of just worked towards it?
Yeah. You know, first off, you know, mental health is real, man. Like, especially nowadays, bro. Like, even in like NBA, you see Kevin Love, all those people, like this mental health stuff is real, especially the new generation of kids, bro, with all this internet and social media. So I don't know if you want to talk about it later, but
Definitely.
So yeah, the period was it's funny, I can still remember exactly. I was on my friend's house. Shout out Marco, you know who that is. I was at his house, and I don't think he knows this either. So I was at his house, and he had a scale in his bathroom, and you know we was chilling, whatever. We was playing some 2K, and you know I went to use the restroom, and I was like, ooh, the scale. I haven't stepped on a scale in so long. I was like, let me just see what I'm weighing. I'll step on the scale, and you know it reads 355. I was like, what? Yeah. You know, I'm 355 pounds. I knew I'd always been big, but I never knew, I was borderline obese. I was like, damn, for real? Like, I'm this heavy right now? Yeah. And at that moment, I was like, yeah, these people, like, these jokes and stuff, they're funny and all, but, like, now it's like, I got to get my shit working. Like, I'm, like, as much as I love football, and I still do, but I was like, it's just not worth it no more, bro. Like, I gotta get myself healthy so I don't end up dying.
Yeah. Another thing we talk about a lot on the podcast, I think we've talked about it on every single episode that I've had so far, is the fact of when do you quit sports? Because for a lot of guys, you go through high school, you find your sport, whatever that may be. For me, it was wrestling and baseball. I loved wrestling and baseball. When do you realize, like, I love this thing, I love this sport, but I can't go on to the next step, or I'm not going to go on to the next step because of these reasons? Yeah. When was that for you? What grade was it, and what made you realize football may not be the thing that takes me forward in life? And as your answer, I'm going to pick something real quick, but keep going.
All right. So actually right now I'm still playing football. So in high school, like I said, I've always been offensive lineman. I was always big. And then I was getting recruited as offensive lineman to a bunch of these smaller D2 schools. A lot of D3 schools are crazy, man. They go after everyone. So I was getting recruited D3 and a few D2 schools, smaller D2 schools, as an offensive lineman because I was still big at this time. This was going into my senior year. At that time, I was like, when I started losing weight, going into my senior year. So I was like, end of my junior year is when I had that thing where I weighed myself and I was like, I was losing weight. So I was going into my senior year. And by the time senior year started, I was like 295. Yeah. I just broke underneath 300 pounds. So I was losing weight by the time senior year came, but I wasn't to where I needed to be at. So all my highlight tapes are of me being damn near 300 pounds. Yeah. So if I, like, at any chance to play a different position in college, I wasn't going to get recruited because I was not at the shape I needed to be. I was still offensive line plus size. Like, I was still up there. So I was getting recruited offensive line to all these schools. Everyone saw I was an offensive lineman. And then I ended up committing to a D2 school in Kentucky where I still go now.
Yeah.
And I played my freshman year. I was still losing weight. I was like, when I got on campus freshman year, I was like 275. So I was still dropping pounds.
Yeah.
So this was all new for me. Like this is the lightest I've ever been.
Yeah.
You know, playing college football. Like this is it. Like I'm at the real deal. Like the next step is NFL. Like everyone dreams of playing college football. You know, whatever D1, D2, D3, and whatever it is, it's college football. So, you know, I lived my dream for so long. I put my body through hell just to play football, and I finally got to the point where I was playing college football, and it just wasn't the same, bro. I was like, do I really want to do this anymore? Like, is this even worth it? So for me, really, it was about financial. I had been given a full ride scholarship for football, and there was no way in hell I was paying. There's no way I was be able to pay tuition with the way it is now. Like, tuition's high, bro. Yeah. So I was like, I was like, do I not play football anymore and lose my full ride, or do I suck it up and play and be able to go to school for free? Yeah. So freshman year, I played. I played a couple games as a freshman. It was cool. It was crazy. It was surreal. It was a dream come true. So I was still losing weight through this. Because I wasn't playing that much. I was a freshman. Yeah. I played a couple games, and I was still losing weight on the side. Like, we had mandatory workouts, and we had conditioning and stuff like that. And I had my own stuff I was doing for myself. So I was dropping weight quick. And, you know, going into summer of freshman year, summer going into sophomore year, so that summer right there, is when I got down to 220 pounds for the first time in my life. Like, that's where I was like, and that's where everyone saw that, like, yo, he's different, like, he's changed.
If you're listening on audio somehow, go on YouTube. We'll have the before and after, but it was that's where I took that picture. I remember almost everyone was like, dude, what, like, that's nuts. Have you seen Colin? Yeah. So. And I think it made me so happy, not even knowing you, like just seeing who you were on the football field and hearing a little bit about you and stuff. But when people started saying, "Have you seen Colin? Have you seen Colin?" It made me feel good. It was like, man, this guy dropped all that weight and probably feels way better. Definitely. And it made me smile for sure. Yeah, so that was when that picture, not taking after photo, because like, I'm still changing. I think that everyone should continue. Like, don't ever think that there's an end point, because you got to keep working through every time. Every time you wake up, it's the opportunity to get better. So when I took the first progress picture, that was going into my sophomore year of college, and that's where everyone saw that I had lost so much weight. So like I said, I was like 220 pounds, and if anybody knows anything about football, you can't play offensive line at 250, 220 pounds. Yeah. So at this point, I had already been given a different full ride for my academics. So I got a 4.0 in my freshman year of college, and they were like, yo, here's your scholarship. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't a full ride, but I was paying like $1,000 a semester. So it was cheap. It was pretty much free. So at this point, I was like, wow, I don't even need to play football anymore, because I'm set with financial because of my grades. Yeah. And, you know, I'm blessed still, but I was like, yo, this is great. Like, you know, I can finally play football just to play football, just because I want to, not because I have to. So going into my sophomore year, it was funny because the coaches, they were like, what the hell happened? Like, are you like, do you Were they mad? Were they like,
it was weird. Like, some of them
we
were
bought
like,
something and we didn't get the right thing.
They were like, so like half of them were like really proud of me. Yeah. And the other half were like, yo, I need you to put that weight back on. Yeah. I was like, with all due respect, sir, I'm not doing that. Like I'll do whatever it takes to help this team win games, but I'm not putting my body through that again. So, so at that point, I had a couple sit-down talks with the head coach and offensive coordinator, stuff like that. And I was like, yo, I'll do whatever it takes to help win games, but I want to come back as a tight end, which is more realistic to play at 220 pounds. Yeah. And then with the whole thing of, you know, you didn't get recruited as a tight end, you got recruited as an offensive lineman, so I need you to play offensive line. I need you to put the weight back on, yada, yada, yada. And at this time, the team wasn't very good. Like, I could tell what was going to happen. Yeah. Like, I knew we weren't going to win many games next season. So I was like, you know, is it worth the hassle to go through this when I don't need to play football? Yeah. So I sat out sophomore year. I didn't play. because I wasn't given whatever. I just wasn't able to play. Whatever the circumstances may be, I wasn't able to play. I decided not to play. So now going into my junior year, I'm playing again. There's a whole new coaching staff. Trying to go out as a tight end again, see what happens. We're running a whole different offense. Yeah. If anybody knows anything about football, the triple option, the Army offense, it's just pretty much tight end. It's just glorified offensive lineman. So it's pretty much. I mean, realistically, it fits right up my alley. Like it's literally just a skinny offensive lineman. That's pretty much what I've played my whole life. So we'll see. No promises that I play, but we'll see what happens. I'm just playing just because I want to play, just because it's fun. So we'll see what happens this year. So
that's an amazing story, and I think one of the things that like always got me about certain sports was the way weight played into it. Yeah. So obviously for football and for being an offensive lineman, it's a very particular like, hey, you need to weigh this much. You need to weigh a lot, basically. For wrestling, a sport that me and my family, my brothers were really good wrestlers. I always saw the stress the opposite way of you need to lose this much weight to be in the weight class. And I remember my brother coming home and like literally like in tears, crying, slammed the door because he can't eat. He comes home from wrestling practice, comes home stressed, and then we're all eating food right in front of his face. Yeah. And he has to go in his room and not eat. I think it's terrible. I think it sucks that, especially at a young age, you have to go through that because not only are you telling this kid, hey, to play your sport, to play the thing you have passion for, you need to weigh this much. Yeah. But you're also then putting stress on his life outside of sports. Yeah. So for you, it might be that overweight, and for my brother, it might be not eating. Yeah. Like you put all this pressure on this person outside of sports. You can't really expect them to play good in sport or love the sport when all of a sudden you're taking this part of them away from the sport. Yeah,
and I actually feel like there's a positive and a negative side to that. Because I feel like sports is very important. I feel like getting yelled at, getting your ass chewed out, like you need that in your life. You see, I feel like you can tell who plays sports and who has not played sports because it's totally different.
You see on Twitter all the posts where it's like, have you seen the one where the kid gets in the car and the dad's like,
that commercial? Yeah.
People are freaking out.
Like I can tell how those people never play sports in their life. Like I'm not saying you have to play sports if you want to be in society or whatever, but like I feel like sports is very important. You need like sports teaches you so much about life. It's insane. Yeah. Not even just football, but wrestling, softball, baseball, whatever it is, man. Having that discipline, having that that coach, that person you have to be loyal to and show respect to, like that's everyday life, bro. Yeah. Your boss, your mom, your dad, everything. So I feel like sports is very important. And there's like if you playing sports, it's tough. So I feel like some of that, especially weight cuts and wrestling for kids, like that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it sucks, but just like you said, I think my brother and me and my other brother, we all went to wrestling and going through those weight cuts. And I'm sure for you in football, whatever you had to deal with, it's always that conflict and handling the conflict however you might handle it made us way better people.
Definitely, bro.
And so, my brother never takes that for granted.
Definitely.
So you go through and you start making these weight changes. I seen on Twitter today a person comment on like, the work in the gym is hard, but what's harder is dieting and maintaining all that stuff. So tell us a little bit about the behind the scenes of what did you eat, what were you doing as far as nutrition along with working out?
Yeah, so I mean, if you've heard it before, abs are made in the kitchen. Dude, I cannot tell you how important that is, bro. Like, take it from experience from me. Yeah. You can go and bust your ass for a whole day, burn 10,000 calories. Takes you to burn 10,000 calories in a day is extremely hard. Yeah. It's insanely hard. There's only, there's challenges on YouTube.
It's like Olympic.
Yeah, there's challenges on YouTube where normal people try and burn 10,000 calories and they maybe break halfway to 5,000, but you could damn near eat 10,000 calories in one meal if you really want to. Like one cheesecake is probably damn near 10,000 calories. So you can go and bust your ass as hard as you think you're working in the gym and maybe burn 1,000 calories and then go literally and destroy that in 30 minutes. So like dieting, like that's the number one thing I try and tell people. That people come to ask me like, how do you lose weight? How do you do this? And to keep it real with you, if you just fix your diet and wake up in the morning and walk one block, and drink water, no pop, no alcohol, none of that. You can drink alcohol sometimes every other weekend or something like that. Find a balance. But if you just cut all that junk food shit out, I'm telling you, drop at least 20 pounds in the first month to 2 months.
Totally.
Just by cleaning up your diet, not even like going to the gym and busting your ass, because it's hard. Some people have this and that because they can't go whatever for an hour and a half. I understand that, but there is no reason why you can't eat healthy. Like, yes, I understand a working mom, single mom with 5 kids. Like, oh, stopping at McDonald's is so much easier. You're damn right, it's easier. But what's the healthier route? Yeah. Like, are you trying to eat at McDonald's every night? Are you trying to have the body to be able to support those kids and everything like that? So there's definitely sacrifices with everything. But yeah, dieting is so key. Yeah. So to answer your question, what I was doing when I first made my weight cut, when I first started my journey, I pretty much knew the bare minimum. I didn't know a lot. I definitely picked up knowledge as I went. Yeah. A lot of trial and error, a lot of not really knowing what the hell I was doing.
And that's another thing where it's like there's so many different diets and plans online. How did you go through that process of picking the right one, and how did you find out which one was
definitely? That's a great question. Yeah. So what I was saying, so starting out, I didn't really know much. I started just by trying to cut out anything besides water. No milk, no pop, no juice, no nothing. Like, everyone says juice is healthy. It's not. It's full of sugars, full of artificial sugars. It's not, unless you get like an orange and squeeze the juice in your mouth, then I can give you that. But orange juice and all that stuff is so much sugar and shit in that. Just stay away from it. Just drink water. So that's the first thing I did. I made small changes. I just said, okay, let me not make a drastic, crazy change and like eat kale soup for dinner every night. Let me just start by drinking water. Let me just drink water. That's it. And still sort of clean up my diet, my foods. But I'm just going to start by just drinking straight water. No pop, no nothing. And I tell you, just doing that, just cutting out pop and stuff, dropped 15 pounds in the first month. So I was down 15 pounds, and I was like, I'm feeling good. Yeah. What's the next step? How do I change now? So I was like, I can start drinking water, still drinking water, but now I can cut out fast food and cut out pizza and that shit. So I was like, all right, let's do that. I'm already taking more steps than I was. Yeah. Excuse me. I cut out fast food, pop, pizza, and I had occasional. Everyone slips out. Everyone goes into cravings, and that's totally fine. We can talk about it later. But that's totally fine. Don't think that to start a diet you got to go crazy into it, like crazy in depth, and just go crazy with it. You don't have to. Take baby steps. That's so much easier than just going completely 0 to 100. Because I'm telling you, it's very hard to stay committed to that lifestyle, because it's very challenging. So I was taking baby steps. I was losing weight along the way, gaining knowledge, more and more knowledge every day. I was doing my weight cut, and so then I started implementing some cardio, because I'd always been weightlifting because of football and sports. I'd always been in the gym, but I'd never been too serious about it. I'd sort of just been going through the motions, trying to lift as much weight as I could, but not really knowing the science behind it and why I was doing that. So we were just doing, whatever the coach said, I was doing it. No matter if it didn't make any sense, I was doing it. So, like I said, I gained more knowledge. I gained more, just wisdom on what I was doing. So I was picking that stuff up. And then I started jogging a mile every night before I go to bed, no matter what season it was. Yeah. The mid-winter, 0 degrees out, I was putting my sweats on, just jogging a mile, 1 mile. That's all I had to do was 1 mile. Try not to walk, just jog completely. I did that for about a month, and I was still dropping weight. So I was like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. And then I started doing more research about what is the best diet, what are diets, what are these foods, what are bad foods, what are good foods, what can help me lose weight, what can help me build muscle, what is everything, what is this stuff that I'm doing and I'm so passionate about.
You're entering a new world.
Yeah, definitely. So, it was like, I love doing this. I love experimenting. I love trying to do different things with my body. And I just kept learning and learning and learning. So I completely cut out all that bad stuff. Like I said, I was still having a couple cheat days. It was okay. Cheat meals. Let me rephrase that. Cheat days, try not to have those because those are bad. Those can really set you back. So have cheat meals instead of cheat days. Yeah. Like I said, clean up my diet, and I was just implementing cardio, learning more about fitness so I can actually go into the gym and do a workout regimen and still be on the track to what I want to do. So I was not really doing so much like Olympic lifting. I wasn't really like you're supposed to. That's good for explosiveness and good. Like it's good for athletes, but I wasn't really like wanting to do that. I was kind of more wanting to do like powerlifting and bodybuilding, and that's what I was passionate. I wanted to do that, so I learned, what's a good workout split, what's a good push pull legs, legs shoulders, what's good, like what's good and not. And just with diets, the big thing I can say is that there is no like listed number of this is the best one, the second best one, this third best one. It all depends on who you are and what you want to do. Like for me, like being on a vegetarian diet, no. I tried it. I knew I did not want to do this. I tried it for like a day and a half. I was like, this is stupid. I can't do this. I no hate to vegetarians or vegans, whatever. Like, if that's what you want to do, then do it. No, who cares what I say? I don't. Yeah. For me personally, it's not what I want to do, so I'm not going to do it. But if that's what you think you need to do to lose weight, try it.
I think that's the hardest thing about dieting is I feel like everybody's different. And so it really takes experimentation.
Oh, definitely, because it's just everyone wants a cookie cutter answer. Like everyone wants to say, everyone wants to come to me or anyone for that matter and say, what is the best diet to lose weight?
I just had someone come on Snapchat and ask me, what do you do?
Yeah, and to keep it real, like I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what your goals. I don't know your body. I don't know your metabolism. I don't know anything about you. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know your preferences. Like, do you like eating meat? Do you not like eating meat? Yeah. Do you like fish? Do you not like fish? Like, it's like, how does your body react to those diets? Definitely. Is what, like, I can't tell you that. So if you're wondering like what's the best diet is to just start something. Start by cutting out pop, cookies, and Cheetos every night, and start by eating
those things. Definitely aren't good for you.
No, start by just educating yourself. What's good to eat and what's not good to eat. Start by doing something. Don't just wait. Because if you're looking for the best answer, there's none. There's no good answer to that. The answer is experience and what you find that works best for you. So, because I feel like that's the number one question is what's the best diet, and there's no answer to that. Yeah. Start by trying different diets and start by learning. That's the best advice I can give anyone.
I think a key thing you said at the beginning too was that you started slow. I noticed a lot of people in my personal life, a lot of people close to me who try to go on diets. They immediate first day they go on and I'm not gonna eat anything. I'm gonna eat 200 calories today, and then by the third day they're back to eating
back to pizza and losing. That's like there's some people that are close to me. I'm not gonna name any names, but they're the same way. Like they just like, I've been having trouble losing weight. And I'm like, okay, what's your diet look like? What have you been doing? I've been fasting 17 days. I've been eating only kale soup for lunch. I'm like, well, I can tell you right now that's probably why you're not losing weight because it's not sustainable. You can't do that every day. Like, how are you supposed to do that?
Sustainable. That's the key word.
Like, you got a diet is a lifestyle. It's not fad. You can't just start it whenever you want and then end it whenever you want and then go back to being unhealthy. Find a diet that works into your lifestyle. Don't find a lifestyle that doesn't revolve around your diet. Like, find a diet that can go into your lifestyle so it doesn't completely ruin your whole life. As serious as that may sound, it's for real. Your diet is literally whatever you eat in a day. So find something that you can work with. Don't start crazy because I'm telling you, 10 out of 10 times it's not gonna last.
And there's a psychology behind it. We're humans. Our bodies, our minds are addicted to sugar, to the things that give us fuel. Because in survival times, we needed those things to survive. Now we don't quite need those things because we're just watching Netflix or sitting down in an office chair all day. So for me, it's like you have to give your body time to kick off of those addictive foods, of those sugars, of those carbs, and to get wherever you want to get, whatever your new diet is, you have to give yourself time to get there.
Definitely.
For me, I feel like, and this goes back to you, you're playing college sports, that it's extremely taxing on you and taxing on your body and very physical. For me, that equation of dieting gets a whole lot more complicated when you talk about performance in addition to dieting. Yeah, so not only are you trying to lose weight and trying to have a good physique or whatever, but then you're also trying to perform at your maximum potential. Yeah. So for me, I started fighting MMA 7 months ago. So when I said, all right, I need a diet because I need to get down to this weight class so I can fight there. Yeah. It was what diet fits me, but then also what diet lets me go into MMA every day and give the best performance I can give. So I had to figure that out. How did you figure that out? And how did that match with football?
So first off, I hear everywhere there's a war on carbs. Everyone thinks carbs are so insanely bad for you. And that's just not the case. Like
I'm sorry to cut you off. You can continue. Before I I'm in the Army, so before every PT test, we have to run 2 miles, which is not that much, but you have to give your best effort. I eat a bowl of pasta.
The
day
get those
before.
carbs.
And I'm not saying that's good for everybody, but for me, those carbs help me with long distance.
Yeah, like you found what works for you. Like, so on the internet, if you type in how to lose weight, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna see don't eat carbs, don't eat sugars. Keto. That's the thing that's going around now that I don't understand why it's going around, because everyone wants to jump on keto and it's so insanely hard to follow and nobody follows it, and it's just like a shit, just crazy.
Yeah,
like
it's crazy.
If you want to jump on keto, jump on keto.
Yeah.
Try it. Give it a try. I tried keto. It just wasn't for me. I like carbs. I like eating pasta. I like eating cereal sometimes when I want to have a little cheat. I like that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna jump on keto because it's not gonna fit my lifestyle. It's not gonna fit who I am. But if you can survive with no carbs, do it.
Yeah.
Are carbs bad for you? No. Are carbs good for you? They can be. Mm-hmm. Are too many carbs good for you? Yep. No. Mm-hmm. Are not enough carbs good for you? No. Like, there's so many different things. So the war on carbs, there's no war on carbs. Yeah. There's a war on overeating. That's what the real war is on. So, find what works best for you, and just go with it. Yeah. Experiment. So as far as my diet when I was playing football and trying to, compete at the highest level, it was tough. It's still tough. Yeah. I have so many goals that I want to do, and they just conflict with football. And it's just like, do I want to play? Do I still want to play? Like I said, do I still want to play? Do I not want to play? Because I have so many things I want to do that don't match up. I want to look the best. I want how I want to look. Like I don't try and look good for other people. Like I want to look good for me. Mm-hmm. What do I want to do? And being in football shape just doesn't match that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, do I want to do this? Do I want to play football? Do I want to try compete in a physique competition? What do I want to do? So trying to find my diet that worked around that was tough. I did a lot of intermittent fasting while at school, just because of the meal times you have. So on your meal plan, you have 17 swipes a week, which is breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the weekdays, and then brunch and dinner on the weekends. So what I was doing was, while this is during football season, I was intermittent fasting until noon, eating at noon for lunch, not eating anything until my dinner. And these are like 2 huge ass meals. Like, these are big meals. I was getting my calories. Like, I wasn't starving myself. I was getting my calories. I was like, this was during when I was trying to gain weight. Yeah. I was trying to gain weight on for football because I need to be a little bit heavier. Even at tight end, I need to be a little bit heavier than 220. So I was just having 2 big ass meals, and I was just scarfing those meals down. And I was putting a little bit of weight on like I wanted to. I want to do a lean bulk. I didn't want to do crazy dirty bulk and just put a bunch of fat on. Because that's not what I'm trying to do. Like maybe it would have been good for football. It wasn't. That's not what I want to do with my life. Definitely. So that's kind of the diet that works like all right for me. I still had good performance on the field. I still felt good. But there's just a point where I was like, I don't really want to do this anymore. So I didn't do it anymore, and I didn't want to play football anymore. So I didn't play football, and then I changed my goals, and now I'm like, I have 2 more years of eligibility to play football, and then I'm not going to play football for the rest of my life. So I might as well give it one more try. Let me just try it. Let me see what happens. If I don't play, that's okay. Like, I'm proud of what I did. If to be able to come back and play a new position for the first time in my life in college football, some of the things that people say is the hardest place to play is college football. If I can do that, then great. I'm proud of myself. Even if I don't play at all, I'm on the bench, I'm still proud of what I did. So, don't try and live up to crazy expectations. Expectations are good, like they fuel you and drive you, but have your own goals and stuff that you want to set for yourself. Definitely. My goal right now is I want to get back on the field. I want to try and play at tight end. We'll see what happens. And what happens. If I start, I don't start, I play. Yeah. I don't play. I'm proud of what I did. I'm proud of the decision I made. I want to try. I got 2 more years to play, and I'm done for the rest of my life. So I might as well give it a try. That's pretty much what I'm thinking right now. So.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. I have to go get a charger that I forgot. I'm sorry. We'll be right back. My bad, man. Before we went off, you were talking about basically going at it, and this is your last 2 years, so you're going to put the most effort. I think one of the biggest things when I talk to people, and especially when I talk to older people, one of the things that breaks my heart the most is regret and the feeling of I had this thing and I had this opportunity, but I couldn't do it or I didn't do it, and these are the reasons why. I think it's amazing that, you know, even though you have these things that are getting in your way, and even though these things in your life are getting in the way of football, you're still saying, you know, I'm going to take this chance because if I don't, I might regret it. And I feel like that's one of the worst feelings ever.
I'm just not trying to do that. Like, even though it is tough, and some of me doesn't want to play football, it's just like, I got 2 more years left of eligibility, and then I'm done for the rest of my life. Like, the next thing I can play is intramural softball. Like, that's the next competitive thing that I got. So I might as well just give these last 2 years and try at least just 1 year. You know, try this 1 year and see what happens. You see what comes of it. And then, you know, coming into spring next semester, we'll see what happens. You know, where am I at? Do I feel like playing again? Do I not want to play? Did I make myself proud? Did I feel like I left it all out there and I tried everything? And, you know, we'll see what happens. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm going to roll with the punches and keep going, man.
Yeah. Give us some of when you lost this massive amount of weight, what do you think made you the happiest? Was it people coming up to you? Was it Instagram? Was it yourself? What were the more happier things of your life when you lost all that weight and people started seeing?
It's funny because at first, like, you know, I'm a talkative person. I like talking to people. Yeah. I don't know, like when that post went up and everyone from my hometown saw what happened and what I did, man, the love in the sport was crazy. Like, I got a bunch of love from it. People were coming up to me, seeing me in person. You know, people's parents that I haven't talked to in years were like, "Yo, you look crazy different." I'm like, "You know, thank you, I appreciate it." And it was good to hear, but that wasn't what I like. That's not what I did it for. I didn't do it to get people's applause. I did it because I didn't want to die. Like, I was like, I don't feel good being 350 pounds. You know, my knees don't feel good. My body doesn't feel good. Yeah. So I did it for me. And then, you know, the result of that was people giving me praise for it. But, you know, that's great. You know, I love hearing. Who doesn't love getting praise for that? Yeah. But that wasn't what I was doing it for. I was doing it for myself. So, you know, it does feel good to people. It feels good for any human to have someone say, you know, good job. That goes a long way. So just hearing a good job, you know, you did great, you know, you look amazing, stuff like that. Those go a long way for anyone. You know, not just me who's lost a lot of weight. You know, just like go up to your mom and say, hey, you look great. Like, those things really go a long way. So, you know, it was great. I love hearing that stuff. I love hearing, you know, people say good job because you know, it just feels good. So
I love the answer you gave because I feel like a lot of people maybe would have answered a different way, or maybe when they went home would have thought of it differently. And I say this because a lot of people do things because of social media nowadays.
Definitely.
And it's nice and refreshing to see that someone actually isn't. And that at the end of the day, you like those comments, but you went home and said this was for me. And I love that. So as you went on, as you lost all this weight, was there anyone who might have been or had a negative impact or you might have thought of negatively about after you made this change? And one of the biggest things that I see when people make a huge change in their life, for some reason there's always 1 or 2 negative comments or negative people out there. Did you have that? Did you not have that? And how did you react to it?
You know, like you said, you know, haters, there's always going to be haters out there no matter what you do. Even me just losing weight, like it's still got a little bit of hate from some people. Not really, like, I wouldn't say hate. I can't really remember of a specific time it got hate, per se. Mm-hmm. But there was still some, like, you know, like, how'd you do this? Like, are you taking steroids? Are you on something? Yeah. Are you on something? Do you have some sort of disease? Like, what is it? Like, no, I just, hard work. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I did my research. I did what I needed to do. Yeah. And, you know, I got to where I wanted to be. And I'm still trying to be to that point because I'm never going to be to where I want to be because there's always... Every day you can consistently get better. So, you know, I got to where my mindset was back when I was 350 pounds. I wanted to be 200 pounds. And I got to 200 pounds. I did it. I was very proud of myself, but I was not satisfied. I was still wanting to continue to work. You know, when I got to 200 pounds, I was like, yo, what's my next goal? Yeah. You know, I want to put muscle on. At 200 pounds, I was skinny shit. I was like a little twig. So I was like, yo, it was funny because I've been the fattest I've ever been. Yeah. And I had so much weight on me, and then I got down to the skinniest I could possibly ever get to.
Yeah, all right, this is too much.
So I got to try to find the happy medium now. I got to the biggest, I got to the skinniest. Now where's the middle point? So that's what I'm trying to get up to. I'm trying to get, you know, put on muscle and stuff like that. So to answer your question, there's hate from everything. So I actually kind of like it though. Like it's weird. Like if people are hating on you, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Like if people are cookie cutter, like yo, keep going, you're doing great. Something's not adding up. Like you're not like it's not.
Sure.
People like you need haters.
Yeah.
Haters will keep you straight, bro. I'm telling you, like in everything in life, if you have haters, you're doing something right.
Definitely.
So don't think haters are bad.
Definitely. I think a big thing you said there, and you said it earlier in the podcast, was that you got to a point, but you didn't want to stop. I think that's been one of my biggest things with MMA is I'm getting on that point where I'm starting to be better than people.
Yeah.
But I always come into the gym and I always remind myself, look at that guy, or
somebody else
look at
out
this
there
fighter who's on social media. He's 100 times better than you. There's always somewhere else to get to. So I love the fact that you keep telling yourself that. So yeah, and then with the negative comments, how did you? So you got those negative comments. You sort of let that drive you, I guess. As you go into the future, what is going to drive you and motivate you in the future, and what are your next goals?
Motivation comes and goes. You can wake up one day and feel motivated as hell to go and run a marathon, and you go do it. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
You can wake up another day and be like, yo, I don't want to do anything besides sit in bed and eat Oreos all day. And it comes down to mindset. Like, are you going to do that? Or are you going to let your mind tell you, you go ahead and do this. You can do this. Your body will not really like it, but who cares? Like, you can do it. It's fine. Or are you going to have the mindset like, yo, I have plans and goals that I want to accomplish, and me sitting around all day watching Netflix and eating Cheetos and Oreos is not the way that's going to help me get to my goals and dreams. Like, I have everyone, not just me. There's everyone. Everyone has goals and dreams, and like I said, motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel really motivated, some days you don't, and that's just life. Some days you have good days, some days you have bad days, and it all comes down to your mindset, man. Can you tell yourself you want to do something and you do it? Can you tell yourself, yo, I feel like shit, my body hurts so bad, but I need to go hit this cardio session real quick. Can you do that? That's what it comes down. That's what separates you from, the other people. Can you do this? And not even just fitness, man. Everything in life. Like, if you mindset is so I'm kind of going away from the topic here, but mindset.
No, you're perfect because you're going exactly where I was going to go.
Man,
so keep going.
Mindset. I'm telling you, this is before you're 30. I see so many people. I'm not hating on anyone.
Go ahead.
You can do whatever you want with your life.
Yeah.
But if your goal and your mindset is to go out every weekend in college and party and drink and black out and then wake up, go to class and do the same thing over again next week, do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do with your life, if that's where your mindset's at, do it.
Yeah.
But I can tell you I'm on the complete opposite spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grinding. I'm trying to do what I want to do so my future self can go and do these things that people are doing now, but at a higher level.
Yeah. Definitely.
I want to be partying in Cabo or Paris or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to be partying in a dorm room. I want to be doing this stuff with my wife, my future wife.
Definitely.
Shout out my girl Sarah. But I want to do these things, on the extreme level. With when I've made it, when I'm successful, when I'm proud of where I've been, I'm not trying to waste these years. I'm trying to grind now. Have that mindset that I'm waking up every day and I'm grinding. I'm not letting these days slip by where I'm going out and drinking and losing these days that I could be making progress towards my goals. There's nothing wrong with that mindset. If you want to have the mindset of I want to go out and drink every weekend, do it. You're not hurting anyone else. It's you. It's yourself. Do whatever makes you happy, but I just don't feel like that mindset works with looking to the future. Maybe if you want to live in the present and be like, yo, this is what makes me happy now. But the mindset I have is I'm looking to the future. I'm trying to just grind and just do what needs to be done.
I think it's a part of being realistic. Some people, they have these big hopes and dreams, and they're not realistic about how much work it takes to get there.
Definitely.
For me, for podcasting and for MMA and stuff like that, it's exactly what you said. It's I'm sitting at home. I find myself, after a shower, I lay down in bed and I start watching Netflix, and I just think, what more can I be doing to get to the next level? What more? I know there's something else, and I always feel guilty in those moments. Of, when I sit down and put the button on and I start watching, and I get 5 minutes in. Sorry, little pause. Oh, camera turned off. We're here for a while. It's okay. We'll put the audio up. The audio's still going. But yeah, I get to that moment. I click on the TV. I'm sitting there, and then I go, there has to be something. And there always is. There's always a video that needs edited. There's always, a bag work that I can do. There's always cardio I can do. There's always something that I can do to get to the next level. Email some new guests.
Yeah.
And I think that no matter what you do with your life, there's always something that you can be doing to get to the next level.
Definitely.
If you want to be a dentist, there's books that you can read
Definitely.
that get you farther to that. If you want to, no matter what you want to do, if you want to be a promoter for parties, go out to the parties, but don't just drink. Be a promoter and do whatever you have to do to get to your dreams. I think a lot of people are very unrealistic about how much hard work it takes to get to where they want to be.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like you can have those times where you like
definitely
don't want to do it. Like I'm not sitting here saying like I'm 24/7. I'm like you would never catch me on my phone. Like I'm still a human. Like people, like humans still want to have fun. So I'm still having fun.
Definitely.
But I'm just not wasting those days. Like I'm not going out and wasting a whole weekend. Like you won't see me do that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not missing workouts. I'm not doing this. I occasionally may miss a workout, but I'm not missing periods of time to go and like fuck around. I'm not doing that. You feel me? So, so don't think like it's just like. Don't be unrealistic is what I'm trying to say. Like the grind is real.
It's just like dieting. When you don't want to work too hard and then overwork yourself, and then you're in a scary place where all of a sudden you don't like what you love doing.
Yeah.
Go at it slow, but also realize that
it's
there's
going
work
to take
that
hard
needs to be
work.
done. And that's just the thing. And it also depends where you want to be. Some people are content with being a gym teacher. Yep. And if that's truly you're happy being a gym teacher, that's fine. That's great.
Go for it.
But just know the work that it takes to get there. And if it doesn't take a lot of work, great. Go out and go party and then get your degree and become a gym teacher. Yeah. Whatever you want to do, I'm not making fun of it. It's just you be realistic with the work that it takes to get to where you want.
Yeah, it's also hard to. It's one thing I've realized too. Like growing up, it's hard to put yourself in somebody else's mindset. So for me, like seeing that stuff, I'm like, why do you want to do that? But for them, it's like, oh, that's what I want to do right now. That's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you do whatever you want.
Exactly.
So it's just hard to try and put yourself in that like, I just can't understand someone who doesn't want to be successful. Like that's something I have trouble. Like for myself, like why do you not want to be successful? Hard. But for them, it's like, I want to live in the moment. I want to live now. I want to do this. I want to do that, and that's fine, man. Yeah. But for me, I just can't see it. So. But there's no problem with that.
That's I think my favorite thing about this podcast and talking to so many different guests is that everyone does have a different mindset.
Definitely.
And just like you, it's hard for me to sit here and say, well, you could be successful if you do this, and this, but you're not doing it. But to me, it's that way. But to another person,
it's totally different. Yeah.
Hey, I'm taking my time. I'm being patient. I'm doing this. People have different mindsets, and that's why I love having you guests on. And explaining their mindset to me. Because it's all about perspective, and it's all about where someone else's path is. How slow they want to go on that path or how fast they want to go on that path.
100%. Bro.
Yeah. Colin, thank you so much for coming on.
Appreciate it, bro.
You shared with us a lot
me.
of great things, a lot of fitness things, but a lot of life things as well. I'm very appreciative that you came on. If you're still listening, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. And so please subscribe, like anything that you can to support the podcast. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day.